So this video's found you today because you're at a point in your life right now where no amount of discipline or no amount of strategy is going to give you the drive that you're lacking right now. And you're not someone that's struggled with this before. You're not someone that's like a 1 to 5 person that is complaining about a lack of motivation. But you're at a point right now where you're questioning everything about your reality and you don't know what your next move is. But because I'm going to help you today go through the exact strategies so that you can break beyond this and get into your most powerful state. But before we get stuck into that today, my name's Kristian. I'm the founder of Ready for Anything. We help high performers, entrepreneurs, execs, anyone that's in a high pressure job that's found themselves in these same patterns of stress, low frequency, low energy, and they want to step into the most powerful version of themselves, physically, mentally, emotionally. Do me a massive favor before we get stuck into it, hit subscribe to the channel and let's go. I seen this video recently on Instagram and it was a video about healing, and it was everyone's trying to find themselves by adding more into your life. The beautiful thing about finding yourself is you don't need to add more things in. You are already yourself. You just need to subtract some of the things that you've put on top that are taking you further away from yourself. And that's all that's happened to you right now. So it's not something to worry about. It's just the fact that you've been ignoring signs and signals for a period of time. And there's probably something in your life right now that is a big elephant in the room that needs to change. A business that is no longer aligned, clients that no longer fit the type of work that you want to do, a relationship that you feel that you've outgrown, or maybe just a career that just feels so unfulfilling. You could do more with your pinky than most people around you could do in their entire day of work. You're at a point right now where the path that you've been on is now shifted and it's going in another direction. And the void and the lack of drive that you're feeling right now is because you've overstayed your welcome on the path that you are on. So if you're watching this right now and I'm speaking to your soul here, you need to go and deal with the thing that you're avoiding. You need to go and follow through with it, and you need to start taking action on the thing that's going to make people question you. And look, people are going to question you, probably people that are like your closest family members, friends, and it's not going to be like the first time you made big change in your life where people are like doubting you. Yeah, there's going to be doubters all the time. That's always going to happen, but people are going to be genuinely worried like you're losing your marbles a bit. Like, why are you doing this right now? You're throwing away this perfectly good thing. You're not throwing it away, right? If you're here right now, this isn't irrational. This is real, but you're at a point right now where you've been getting signs and signals. And I want you to think back to the last 6 to 12 months. You've probably said several different variations of the same thing about how you're going to do this thing. I'm going to change my business. I'm going to extend the team. I'm going to cut back in this area. But because you haven't done it, it's now getting to the point where you're essentially compromising your soul. You're essentially getting to the bit where you're spiritually burnt out. You're not physically burnt out. You're not mentally burnt out. You're not emotionally burnt out. Well, you might be in some of these areas. I don't know what's going on in your life, but you are spiritually misaligned. You are trying to be someone that is no longer aligned with the vision and mission that you feel in your heart. And that's where the void's coming from. The void is coming from this idea that you are pushing. Now, the full thing in 21st century millennial mindset, Gen Z mindset, is that you have to hustle and grind. You have to work hard. You have to push. I really came to terms with the fact that if you just keep pushing with this idea that discipline will always give you freedom, you will become further and further disconnected from yourself. Because I have been like a bloodhound for years. If someone tells me how to do something, here's the plan to get there, I will do it. I'll do it. I'm not going to question it. I'm going to do it until it breaks or it doesn't work or I need to put my own sauce on it, right? I'm not going to question that person does. Too many folk at the beginning are like, but what about this and what about that? And like, I'm going to do it this way and I'm going to do it that way, but they haven't even earned their stripes, right? So you're probably someone that has done the thing just like I did, but you're now at this point where it's like, it's not about just doing the thing and living someone else's blueprint. It's about learning to put your own sauce on it. But look, why are you stressed? You've always been okay. You've always been fine. Nobody's going to die because there's a part of your brain right now that's actually freaking out and it's saying to itself, look, you can't do this right now because you're going to be broke. You're going to end up in the street. No one's going to like you. Everyone's going to think you're a loser. You know what? You're going to go through a phase where you're going to shock some people and you're going to have your tail between your legs. But in order to fully step into your most powerful self, if you're at this point right now where you're in a highly contracted primal state, you don't feel aligned, you've got no energy, no drive, no determination, you can keep doing the thing you've always done. I'll tell you right now, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. No matter how much you push it, no matter how much you wrestle with it, it's not going to work. I'm telling you from experience right now, right? So you may as well stop doing what you're doing and start looking at What is the path that is more aligned with what it is that I actually want in my life? And start taking the necessary actions to go in that way. Now, what I would suggest to do, if you're at this point right now, is you need to be really looking at, right, who is it that needs to know? Who are the necessary people that I need to be having the conversations with? My partner, my colleagues, my team, whatever that is. Because if you want to go for big change, like, your reality is your personality, and your personality is your personal reality. So if you want to change your reality, you have to change your personality. But changing your personality and stepping away from some things that no longer feel aligned, when you're committed and responsible things that are tied into that, is easier said than done. So what I'm saying to you right now is, like, start speaking to the people in your life that are important to you, that need to know the change that you want to go through, where you want to step up. Maybe you want to do this. Maybe you don't want to feel as strung out all the time. Maybe you don't want to feel like you're someone that's training a crazy amount because it no longer feels aligns to you. This was me last year. I felt like I got to this point in my journey where I was coined as the hybrid coaching guy. Now, I still coach fitness. I still help people with their body. But, like, I was, like, in this point where I was, like, branded as this person. And I had to step away from that identity, and it was hard, and it came with a lot of turbulence. It came with a lot of questioning myself, a lot of doubt. But now I'm at this point where I feel like the most powerful, energetic version of myself, and it's because I was ignoring what I actually wanted to do. So you are going to be responsible and accountable for other things in your life, and look, like, nothing lasts forever, right? That's the first thing you need to remember. And sometimes you just deepen things too much as well. You're getting too caught up, and it needs to be this way, and it needs to be that way. No, it doesn't. It needs to be whatever way that is aligned with you. You're not going to be reckless here. You're obviously at a point right now where you're feeling a bit nervous about this. You're not going to do anything completely irrational here. The first thing you need to do is you need to speak to the people that are actually important to you, that are tied into this, whatever it is that you're doing that actually needs to change right now. And then the second thing we're going to start working through is, this is the actual process that we work through with our clients as well. You have to start identifying the things that no longer feel aligned, and you have to start actually looking at what is a congruent action that's going to get me either better than what I'm currently feeling right now, or what are the things that I just need to cut. So I want you to just think for a second right now. You can pause this video and you can maybe scribble it down on a bit of paper. What are things that you're just doing right now that you're doing for the sake of doing, that don't feel aligned, that don't feel you're not committed to them anymore? Is it the goals that you're setting, the things that you're focusing on, the things that you feel obligated to do because you've built a lot of your identity into it? This is the thing about your brain as well, right? Your brain is a goal-setting machine. This is something that David Bayer says all the time. I love his content, right? Your brain's a goal-setting machine. Now, you have had goals, right? But you have had a lot of subconscious goals that marry up to the thing that you're doing. So let's say, for example, you're someone that's been, like me, was like right into hybrid training high volume. I set goals that I'm going to do this marathon, I'm going to do this Ironman, I'm going to do this thing, whatever it was, right? But then I had all these sub-goals, like rules that I call them, right? I need to be running this much in my week. My HRV, needs to be at this level. My resting heart rate needs to be here. And it's here, what I'm saying here is like needs. Nothing needs to be anything. These are just rules that I've told myself that are almost like scaffolding, right? So what I'm saying to you right now is, like, think about the goals that you previously set that no longer feel aligned, the things that you're working towards professionally, personally, physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever that is, right? Now, I want you to think about what they were, and I want you to think about the psychological scaffolding that's been kind of built around them that's holding it in place, because that's the thing that's actually keeping you stuck right now. And start identifying, right, what are those rules and what ones are just a bit wacky, that are almost just a bit stupid, right? Start thinking about what they are and just write them down. Look at them, talk to someone about them, right? And you start seeing how ridiculous they are right now. Now I want you to be thinking about, what does your dream life look like? What does your dream day look like? How do you want to feel right now as to what you're not feeling? So if you're in a state right now where you feel contracted, primal, low energy, low frequency, doubtful, guilty, shameful, all these horrible emotions, right? What do you want to feel? I'm assuming the complete opposite, right? What I don't want you to do right now is just say that your goals are, I don't want this, right? It's not a good goal to have. It's like the person that says, I don't want to be fat. How many in great shape people have you ever heard say, I don't want to be fat? None, because they've got this vision that they're pushing towards. So I want you to think about, right, where we are right now, the sort of vision and operating system you've created. What are some of the scaffolding beliefs and rules and regulations that you've put in place, and how can we shatter them? And then I want you to write down who you want to be, how you want to feel, how you want your life to look. this isn't like a big problem right now. Yeah, there's a lot of wiring in place that's keeping you in this point right now, but it's actually not that deep. Like, you've just been running an old system and an old pattern, and you've been running an old identity that's made you feel safe for a period of time, but now you're at a point where it no longer feels safe. So like, what does that new part look like? Do you want to train less? Do you want to have more time with your family? Do you want to work less? Do you want to take weekends off? Like, start dreaming it up. It's your life and you're the visionary of it. You are the visionary in your life, and all that's happened is you've actually started living your life by default. And that's a shock to someone that's watching this right now, that has spent the last 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is, like specifically priding themselves on the fact that they're not doing the normal routine. You're just doing the same thing, but you fell into the trap, but you're doing it dressed up differently, right? This is the same cycle that everyone has to go through. So the goal here is you've been led to this point, right? This is all part of it, right? If you like, I've studied so many religions, ancient teachings, spirituality, like some of the biggest names ever, books, like I mentioned Joe Dispenza earlier on, right? I'm fascinated by this stuff, right? But one of the recurring patterns is none of this stuff's new, right? It's the same stuff that's been happening to people for decades, hundreds of years, right? Your operating system gets you to a point where you then become this person, this identity, but you've now got to this point where you have to learn to strip things back and be okay with being yourself. Just be yourself. That's all this is here. Like I was saying at the beginning, that reel that I seen with that woman talking about, like, loads of folk are trying to find themselves, and it's actually not that hard. It's a case of subtracting. So I want you to really think about, like, what are the things that you're just overwhelming yourself with right now, and where can you actually start subtracting to become the most authentic version of yourself? What are the things that you're forcing yourself to do right now? Don't do them. Don't do them, right? I'm not speaking to someone that's a 1 to 5 person here, that's at a point in their journey where they're just trying to prove a bit of trust to themselves, right? I get it. You've maybe been doing that, and there's maybe some areas that you need to be harder on yourself with, right? Nobody's perfect, right? But I'm giving you full permission right now to stop being so obligated to do 1,000,001 different things. Who cares? Maybe you need to lose a bit of money. Maybe you need to lose some friends. Maybe you're hanging on to things right now that are like a scaffolding that are erecting a building that shouldn't be erected. Go and build a better building. That's what I'm telling you to do right now. You've built this thing that's been good, but the reason why you've got no desire, no drive, isn't because you've got a strategy problem. You've got a state problem, and you're running an old system and an old pattern that's keeping you trapped. So you need to cut it out. I'm giving you full permission here to let go. And this is the idea of surrender. I've got this tattooed on my arm here, right? Learning to let go, give up control of it. It's not giving up, right? Surrendering isn't giving up. It's this idea that you are running something that no longer works, right? That's why you're feeling these feelings right now. It's not just that, oh, I need to set a new goal. No, that's like 1 to 5 behavior. No, you're going to stay in the same pattern. You get a bit of momentum, you feel better, the dullness will go away, and then the same pattern will keep showing up. What I am telling you here is how you can step into your most powerful state. That's what I'm teaching you here. I'm not teaching you how to go and be a bit more liberated and motivated and feel better. I'm teaching you how to do this and be someone that is a high frequency individual, that feels good, that is high energy, that is powerful, that is capable, that is in just feeling so themselves. That's what I'm telling you to do here. So if you want to keep doing the little like 1 to 5 thing, I'm teaching you how to be 5 to 10. How to get to that point where you are the most powerful version of yourself. You're stepping into your most powerful state. So yes, I hope this helps you today. I hope it's put a big smile on your face. You've got this. You've got it. Honestly, like, it's not as bad as you think. Everyone goes through this, but you've got to the point right now where you're actually way beyond most people, because most people don't even get to where you're at right now. This is the thing you need to remember. But the only way you're going to go to the next level is through letting go, surrender, right? So do me a massive favor, hit subscribe to the channel. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. See you later. Goodbye.